Rock and roll.
All right, sorry about that. We're going to continue with part 4 of Pulp Culture Comics Collectibles new autograph books. We got Cyblade She #1, signed by Mark Silvestri, Bat, and Peter Steigerwald. Daredevil number 357, signed by Carl Kessel. Daredevil number 359, signed by Carl Kessel. Daredevil 360, signed by Carl Kessel. Dread Gods, I believe this is number 2, signed by Ron Mars. Exiles number 20, signed by Jim Calafori. Exiles number 42, signed by Jim Calafori. X-Men number 43, Exiles number 43, signed by Jim Calafori. Fantastic Four 644 variant cover, signed by Carl Kessel and Jeff Belke. Got a second copy of that. Fantastic Four 645, signed by Carl Kessel and Jeff Belke. G.I. Joe Master and Apprentice Part 2, number 1, signed by cover artist Andy Brazzi. I love Andy Brazzi's artwork. Top notch, one of the best in the business. Gen 13 number 0, signed by Ali Garza. Gen 13 number 0, different variant cover, signed by Ali Garza. Gen 13 number 1, signed by Ali Garza. Then we're on to some Green Lanterns. Green Lantern 143, signed by Rodney Ramos. Green Lantern 146, signed by Rod Ramos. 147, signed by Rod. 150, signed by Rod Ramos. 151, signed by Rod Ramos. 153, signed by Rod Ramos. 155, signed by Rod Ramos. 156, signed by Rod Ramos. 158, signed by Rod Ramos. 159, signed by Rod Ramos. Number 160, you guessed it, it's signed by Rod Ramos. 161, signed by Rod Ramos. Green Lanterns, number 52, signed by Dan Jurgens. This is a variant cover. Green Lanterns 53, signed by Dan Jurgens. Green Lanterns 54, signed by Dan Jurgens. Green Lantern 56, foil cover, signed by Dan Jurgens. We've got 3 copies of that. Harley Quinn Halloween Comic Fest edition, number 1, signed by Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti. Harley Quinn Rebirth, number 1, signed by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. Another copy. Hawkman, number 31, signed by Barbara Kalberg. Hawkman, number 1, signed by Rags Morales. Hawkman, number 4, signed by Rags Morales. Hawkman, number 7, signed by Rags Morales. Hawkman number 9, signed by Rags Morales. Impulse number 1, signed by Mark Waid. Bunch of Impulse coming up. So we got Impulse number 28, signed by Barbara Kalberg. First appearance of Arrowette. Impulse 29, signed by Barbara Kalberg. Impulse number 30, signed by Barbara Kalberg. Number 31, signed by Barb. .32, signed by Barb. 33, signed by Barb. 34, signed by Barb. 35, signed by Barb. 36, signed by Barb. 37, signed by Barb. Another copy. 38, signed by Barb. 39, signed by Barb. 40, signed by Barb. 42, signed by Barb. 43, signed by Barb. 45, signed by Barb. 46, I've got a couple copies of this, signed by Barbara Kalberg. A couple copies of number 47 as well, also signed by Barbara Kalberg. A couple copies of number 49, signed by Barbara Kalberg. What's neat is Barbara Kalberg was actually, the creative staff was actually made into characters into the book. So Barb is somewhere in the back. There's the writer, the inker, the artist. They're all the villains in the book.